Keeping the mind in the heart, which is awareness, is less about doing something through force or will. It is more about noticing something which is already and always present. This simple noticing is the essence of self-inquiry. Allow me to share a teaching with you by Ramana Maharshi, which really goes over this. He said, restraining the mind from going outside through the senses and fixing it always in its source, self, which is known as the heart, so that the vain I thought will not arise again, is the Atma Vichar, or self-inquiry. So how do we fix the mind in the heart? Well, the mind arises in your experience as thoughts or the process of thinking, whereas the heart, it shines in our experience as I am, or awareness of being. Feel it here and now. It is your wordless knowledge of existence. To keep the mind in the heart, you don't have to keep bringing it back into the heart by doing something. Every single time you take a moment to notice the ever-present heart, the ever-shining heart, I am, awareness of being. In that very moment, the mind instantly subsides into the heart. This is the practice we will explore deeply in this video. We will even do a guided meditation on it. And I will also share with you how to bring this into your day-to-day life. Because once we start to really understand this teaching and you see how simple it is to practice on a moment-by-moment basis, all these teachings begin to click on a brand new level. You begin to have way greater clarity. You start to see the difference between that which is true and that which is illusory. So let's explore this today in a very experiential way. Follow along the rest of the video without feeling like you have anything to figure out. While I speak the words, if anything, notice how the mind is arising in your experience as thinkingness. Perhaps it is trying to interpret what is being said or creating projections about what is being said. Or maybe it's even a form of discomfort trying to leave. Don't do anything about it. Just notice however the mind may be appearing in this moment. If we want to keep the mind in the heart, it's important that we really see clearly the difference between the mind and the heart. As I said earlier, the mind appears in experience as thoughts, the process of thinking. It's coming and going, right? It's appearing in your experience and disappearing, arising, subsiding. Thoughts come and go. You do not come and go. You are the knower of thoughts. So mind is thinkingness. What is the heart? The heart is the I, the feeling of being, the knowledge I am, which sees the coming and going of thinking, but itself does not come and go. Take a moment right now to feel your existence. Don't complicate this any further. It's only complicated if you keep trying to think about this. It's not about thinking to yourself, oh, I am here. Even without the words, I am here, are you not here? Let go of the words and Wordlessly, thoughtlessly. Notice that you are. Wordlessly acknowledge that you are here. You are aware. I exist. I am. I am being. Even a glimpse of this, and you'll notice the mind it arises again, starts thinking about this or starts thinking about something else. And this is where we must go to Ramana Maharshi's advice. He said, the mind will keep trying to go outward into the realm of sense perceptions. It's thinking about me and my life, what I have coming up later, what I did yesterday, what I want, what I don't want in the world of the senses. Once again, you don't have to do anything about this. You can't stop it. It just happens on its own. You don't make it happen. You don't choose for it to happen. It just happens. And that's okay. Notice how we said today, it's not about bringing the mind inward again and again. Forget about that, because then that's like another task for you to do. Every time the mind goes outward and starts talking about anything, even if it's talking about this practice, just notice I am. Feel once again the sense of existence. Become aware that you are. Do you notice how, in the very moment that you become aware, I am, wordlessly, not saying to yourself again and again, I am, I am, I am. Wordlessly notice you are here. You are aware. In that moment, there's no mind. There's no thought. You don't have to do something to bring the mind back inward. You just have to be. You just have to notice that you are. And instantly, the mind sinks into the heart. If you start thinking about it again, once again, the mind goes outward. So the moment it does so, just once again, notice the awareness, the feeling of existence. Slow it down, slow it down. Don't try to get anywhere with this. Don't try to get anything from this. Don't think about the next video or the next practice or what's coming up in a few minutes or moments. Be here with me, okay? Give yourself the gift of being here with me, doing the most important thing that you could possibly do here and now, which is being aware of being. Watch how the mind starts interpreting again and discussing, describing. No need to worry. Just once again, notice that you are. I exist. I am. I don't need words to be, regardless of if words are arising or not. I am. But whenever words arise, as Ramana Maharshi said, simply return to the heart. You don't have to make the mind go back to the heart. You yourself just notice the ever present shining of the heart. What is the heart? I am. I am here. I am present. I am aware. I am being. The moment the mind starts to think about what's supposed to happen if you do this, or how to go deeper into this, or how to stay here, or what you're going to get from this, it has gone outward again. No worries. We can't do anything about that. That's not my activity. Therefore, I cannot stop it. It happens, but it doesn't change the fact I am. So whenever it goes outward in that way, I just return to myself. I am. Knowledge of existence, awareness of being. In any moment that I notice my being, in any moment that I wordlessly acknowledge I am, mind is in the heart. Don't go looking for the mind. How is it in the heart? What does it look like if it's in the heart? All of that is just more thinking. That is outwardness. See how clever and cunning the mind is in its capacity to once again go outward. Don't fall for it. And don't battle against it when it does happen. Simply return to the noticing of the ever shining heart. I am. Feel your being once again. Notice your existence once again. The mind is stubborn again and again, going outward, but we must be even more stubborn than the mind. The mind is so persistent. We must be even more persistent than the mind. And you will find this strength within yourself once you start this. Once you are willing to take up this practice, non practice. This practice is a non practice because it's just being myself. I'm not doing anything. I'm just being myself. I'm just aware of my existence. I'm just aware of my being. It's not a practice, but we can call it that. In any moment, it's available. Don't let the mind make you forget that. No matter how restless the mind is in its outwardness, the mountain of restlessness will dissolve the very instant you become aware that you are. This is what I would love for you to explore more and more. No matter how difficult the circumstance you're facing, no matter how restless the mind is, no matter how persistent it is in going outward, just that simple moment of awareness of being, knowledge of existence, wordless noticing of the fact I am. All of it dissolves. All of it sinks into the heart, into the silence of the heart. The silence, though, is not dead. It is pulsating aliveness. It is the very aliveness we have grown to love. It is the very aliveness which we feel as self in every moment. It is the heart. It is the source. It is the self. It is God. It is reality. No point thinking about it. Thinking will only take you outward into the realm of labels, concepts. Feel its existence as your existence, for you are not separate from source or God or self. You are that which is. You are that which is aware. You are the heart which is shining as I am. Feel your being. Sense your being. Notice that you are. You can't hope to get good at this without striving to practice this. By practicing this, by really devoting yourself to this simple noticing of your being, you will, quote unquote, get better at it. It will become simpler. Just like you can't really tame a wild raging bull in 5 seconds, you cannot train the mind to rest in the heart in 5 minutes. But with consistent daily practice, this becomes very, very doable and enjoyable. You will find that you source great peace from this, that all spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and clarity flow to you from this practice. Because when you are sinking the mind into the heart, you are there, present as the source of all knowledge. That is your true teacher, your inner guru, your real self. It is the revealer of all things. So by staying as this silent heart, this sense I am, we come to know all we need to know. But it requires your devotion, your practice, your willingness. Do not keep running away from this. So now for the remainder of the video, let's talk about how to bring this more and more into your daily life. First thing is, it is very difficult, which is why when you are connected to others who are also doing this on a daily basis and overcoming similar challenges to you, it is very helpful. For that reason, we have a free community. It is called the Self-Inquiry Support Group, where we are all practicing this. You can join us and join in on the conversation. Every day you'll find tons of helpful teachings, resources, and you'll make great friends in our community. So I invite you to join. It will just help you to bring this into your life on a day-by-day basis and staying motivated, staying inspired. So join that down below. Other than that, you need to create a sit-down meditation practice twice per day, once in the morning and once in the evening, for 20 minutes each session. You sit, you close your eyes, and you practice staying in the heart. Noticing I am. Every time your mind goes outward, just like we did today here on the video, you just come back to the acknowledgement, the wordless noticing of being. And then you also bring this to your daily life. You can't hope to practice in the day-to-day momentum of your personal life if you don't have that sit-down foundation. So our sit-down meditation periods, where we close our eyes and we sit within ourselves, that is the foundation of our entire spiritual journey. It is the engine which powers the entire spiritual practice. When you start becoming consistent with your meditation practice, sitting down, you start to find that your conditioning is becoming looser. You start to find that you have greater and greater capacity to be aware of being, staying in the heart, even when working or talking or listening or doing even fun activities, talking to friends, watching TV. It will surface on its own. But many people run away from the sit-down meditation. Why? Because the mind will resist silence forever. Because if silence starts to reign supreme, the mind loses its power. The mind is no longer king. So I see it in a ton of people in the spiritual community. They love talking about these things, even watching these videos, exploring and thinking about these spiritual concepts. But why is it that so many of us struggle with our practice? Why is it that so many of us know everything intellectually but nothing experientially? It's because we run away from silence. We actually run away from the heart. Don't do this to yourself. If that is you, if that sounds like you, stop running away from the very thing that you seek. The self is calling you home. Turn inward. So create that sit-down meditation every single day. Okay, create that foundation. Twice per day for 20 minutes. And then during the day, at least 10 times per day. Whenever you find yourself outward, just return to the noticing, wordless noticing of your being. Come back to the heart. Just this simple practice, because I don't wish to give you anything complicated. Just this simple practice will transform your entire spiritual journey. And once again, so that you stay motivated and inspired, so that you stay consistent with this, join our free community. I hope this video helped you. Let me know what you thought about it down below. Thank you and have a great day.